One channel, different shows, everything entertaining. Make a Path presents Let's Talk. Welcome to Make a Path Presents. My name is Ronnie Hayes, and today, let's talk The Walking Dead Q&A 17. Alright Deadheads, before we get into the questions, I do want to give you a little good news, bad news update. I will be taking a week off. Understandably, it is Christmas in the United States, but I am actually going to have a new set here for Let's Talk. I'm expanding, so that is good news for us. So you will see this background change, but that's what I'm going to need the week off for between the holidays and making a permanent set. And there are a lot more variety of videos you will be seeing on this channel coming in 2015 that I'm really excited about. And I forget the other update, but oh well, let's get to the questions. Oh, before we get started, this is my Blood Red Carl and Michonne from the Walking Dead comic. I got this at Skybound.com, and that is Robert Kirkman, the creator of The Walking Dead. That is his company. So if you guys want to check out the shirts, I think they're $20. I had my eye on this shirt, and I've been wanting it for a while. Now keep in mind, I'm not sponsored by Skybound. I absolutely love the company. They did not send me the shirt. You know, they're not bribing me. But if you were wondering, that's where I got it from. Brian Romero. Whose work do you like better on the show, Scott Gimple or Glenn Ooh, I think you spelled that wrong. I get what you mean, though. To give an honest answer, I would have to go back. Because believe it or not, I have only watched Season 3 once. Yeah, Season 3, I was actually a bartender and then doing security downtown in the city I was living in. So I was busy. I was working like every day, working late, and then I'm a single father, so, you know, work and then give my daughter some time. I did not have chance, even to this day. I managed to stay so busy. I have not watched Season 3 a second time, but I am doing a marathon coming up around Christmas. Just watching this season once, I could tell you, I picked out Scott Gimple before he was a showrunner. I noticed a couple standout episodes, and I decided to look up to see who the writers were, and I noticed Scott Gimple's name kept coming up on the episodes that I absolutely loved. I mean, you know, I absolutely love his writing style. So, and I mentioned it to somebody prior to that, how I wish he played a bigger role. When he got announced as showrunner, I was friggin' thrilled. So I'm just gonna have to pick Scott Gimple based off that alone. Expert Legend. In what episode of Season 5 do you think Alexandria will be introduced? If I could just pick, I'm going to say 13. Only because, in order to keep the audience in suspense, and without having to ruin too much, you need Alexandria in one of the beginning episodes. Listen, we take a break, we come back, unless they want to just say, here it is. You know, I want it to be a surprise. When we come to Alexandria, I want them to just hold it back. Do not show us anything in the previews. Even though the diehard fans like us, we already know. For the ones who don't, hold it back. You know what I mean? Like, really shock them with it. So I'm hoping that we get into some shit in episode 9, we discover somebody in 10, we venture to Alexandria in 11, and then we get there officially in 12. You know what I mean? Settle in 13 and 14, 15, 16. Episode 12 or 13 is the sweet spot for me. Expert Legend again. Do you think The Walking Dead is hinting to anything in the trailer with Glenn holding the baseball bat? Absolutely not. Glenn had, and people miss this, in one of my very first trailer breakdowns, I showed Glenn running with a baseball bat, behind the scenes holding a bloody baseball bat. Unless they did that constantly on purpose, you know, it's just a lot of baseball bats. I mean, you know. Level 3 Squirtle. Do you think the bonus ending for issue 75 will happen in the show? Absolutely not. For anyone who does not know, and I never hear anyone talk about this, issue 75 had a bonus ending in the back. That is not canon, it was just done for fun. Interestingly enough, the bonus ending was supposed to be the reason for the zombie outbreak. I think it was just Kirkman being a smartass. See, when Kirkman went to pitch the idea for the zombie outbreak, no one wanted it. People just thought no one would love the zombie shit. It's too much. We already had it, it's done to death. So we said, no, wait, my zombie stuff has a zombie story, but later on down the line, we realized that aliens infected us, reanimated us, and that's how they take over our planet. That was the pitch. Eventually, The Walking Dead got popular. As the story goes, the publisher said, what about the aliens? And Robert Kirkman was like, nah, I just used that bullshit to get us, you know, going. Which is fucking hilarious. However, issue 75 had a bonus ending where Rick wakes up on an alien spaceship. The governor kills Michonne in front of him, tells him he has to join him. That bonus ending was just Kirkman having fun. I think it was Kirkman just being a smartass. So no, that has nothing to do with the TV show. They won't even do anything like that whatsoever. So, but issue 75, the bonus ending, I totally forgot about. I actually don't have that issue. I'm going to do what I can to get that issue now. Totally forgot about that. Tyler Fernat, how do you feel about the lack of animals in The Walking Dead? How would you feel if the survivors got a pet dog? Yeah, I say screw it, bring on the animals. You know what I mean? That's cool. And then you explain now Negan should beat a puppy to death with Lucille. You are a sick son of a bitch. I'm glad my daughter isn't in the room for this one. Robert Jurgensen, what are some of your favorite Walking Dead channels on YouTube besides yours? Let's see, other Walking Dead YouTube channels. I actually personally talked to a couple other YouTubers that have Walking Dead content. ZeusTuber, I talked to him, but I had stepped away from the spoiler stuff, so I watch the ones I can, to support. Clitheral, however, I believe he just does it for fun and every now and then, so I'll support him if his pop up. Infinitify absolutely does some really good trailer-esque type Walking Dead videos, and they're great. What else is there? Shit, I don't want to miss anybody. Who's that one guy? I swear I'm missing somebody. Damn it. What is his name? Kev Says So. He does some. I'll support him too. And outside the realm of the TV show, Solid David Snake, he does reviews for the action figures, and Mr. Evil Cheese and Zombie Cat. I watch both of them and support those channels as well. I know I'm missing somebody. It's going to be someone I even talk to. You know what I mean? They're going to be like, hey, Dick. Dennis Kelly. Why do you think Morgan laughed at the church? First impressions, I think he just laughed at because it's funny. He's in a church. He's praying for what little food he has. He's still alive. First impression, that's what I got instantly when I saw that. Do you think Maggie would want to swing back to the farm for photos of the family or anything else since she has lost so much? No, not at all. Technically, they can't even go back there. We are never seeing the farm again. Do you think there will be any future interactions with the remaining cops in the second half of the season? No, absolutely not. How do you think Michonne feels now that she got Maggie's hopes up, only to have them shattered? You know what? I don't think Michonne is going to personally, directly feel like, oh, I did something wrong. But I do believe that being happy to get Maggie happy and then watching her go through that just gut-wrenching pain, I believe it's going to affect Michonne, and she's going to step up like we saw in the previews so far and said, we have to try. It's 100 miles, whatever she says, we got to try for it. So I do believe it's going to affect Michonne. Understandably so. I don't think it's going to over-affect her, though, you know what I mean? How does Morgan finding the map work now that they are most likely not headed to Washington unless Alexandria happens to be on the way to Washington? Alexandria is only a couple miles away from Washington, plus Alexandria has scouts, you know what I mean? Plus, we want him there. Joshua Gardner. Why do you think Morgan was laughing at the church? We already got that. Jack Lee. Dude, great fan of your page. Binge watching all of my Walking Dead content. Awesome. Do you think the Walking Dead TV series will be able to make the Alexandria Safe Zone, Hilltop Kingdom, and also Saviors sets? And if so, what problems do you think they will have changing things from the comic to the TV series? Well, listen, Jack, they already have Alexandria. And depending on changing some names or changing some background story on these settlements, communities, whatever you want to call them, they could actually, which has been done time and time again in TV and movies, they can double the set for Alexandria and also use it for the Hilltop. Just getting a bird's eye view of the Alexandria set, they actually designed it to move those walls and do different things with it. So I foresee them being able to make this work. Keep in mind, the Saviors, they only need that built for the one season. We only see the Saviors Sanctuary twice. When Carl goes with Negan, we see the sanctuary the first time where Jesus follows. The second time is when All Out War and we have the attack. So they really only need that set for those two instances. So they can show us the outside for the first time. The inside can be done in the studio or wherever the hell they do it. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be on that premises. And then when we go to war, they can do the same thing. So yeah, they can do that. Build the kingdom and show it for what we need it for. Just to introduce Ezekiel, and that's it. And the Hilltop, yeah, they can have the green screen. Even if the show goes to the new beginning, there's so much they can do with green screen right now, and there's so much that changes for the new beginning. They could make a whole new set, and we'd never know. So I think it's very much possible. Expert Legend. Do you think we will see the hospital group again? No. Alright, you know what? Comment down below. I erased your name. You asked, how many times have you and the viewers watched this series? For me, it was 4 times each episode. I believe I watched season 1 each episode, maybe 5 or 6 to be honest with you. Season 2 I have seen twice. Season 3 I've seen once. Season 4 I've seen once. And season 5 so far I have seen No Sanctuary twice and every other episode once. Damn, and you even said you can't wait for my response. Listen, comment down below, add that second part of your question, because in transferring them, I erased it. I gotta come up with a new system, because this is like the 4th time I did this, so sorry. David M. In the teaser for episode 9, it looks as though they may be burying Beth. I wonder if they would have taken Beth back to the farm. What do you think? No, they wouldn't risk going back to the farm. Realistically, they can't go there physically in person. They're not allowed on that property anymore. And that might not even be Beth's burial. I do believe right now that's Beth's burial, but keep in mind there's a real good chance that is somebody else's. Nicholas Ransom, will you be doing any videos on Telltale's The Walking Dead game in the future? Maybe during the break. You know what? I do want to review the Telltale Walking Dead game. There's 2 problems with that. I think it's overrated. I'll be honest with you. Love the game. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But the fan reaction was almost as if they gave it too much credit. It is a great game. Truly, truly is. But when you hear people talk positively about it, they don't talk about how glitchy it is. They don't talk about how, you can do different storylines, but there's so many instances in the game where no matter what you say or what you do, the same thing happens. And that was a serious issue for me. When I found out you can actually play the game and have like different endings, I thought like so many things could be different. And then there was this one scene where you had to kill someone. I don't want to spoil it, but I don't want to kill that person. So I chose not to kill that person. That person dies anyway. So I played it back and I was like, well, I'll try this way, or this way, or this way. There are times in that game where you can pick anyone and it will do it no matter what. So it doesn't matter what you pick. And then some of the dialogue will change, you know what I mean? Like you might piss off a character or you make a character happy. But the end result, it really doesn't fucking matter. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter as much as I thought it would. I thought it would literally change the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought you could go back and play it twice and be like, even though you get to the same end result, I thought you'd at least have like, pick up an extra different mission to go on or reroute somewhere. I thought it was more. But with that being said, there are cons, realistic cons to this game. There's a lot of pros though. I really love the game. I have not played Season 2. I would love to do some videos on the Walking Dead Telltale game. However, another thing is I think it's a waste to do Season 1 right now. If we go into Season 3 and I could bang out Season 1, 2, review, recap, and get into 3, realistically I'll do that. Electro Monkey 101. You asked if they're going to adapt it into the show about leaving Hershel's farm, finding the prison, and then coming back to Hershel's farm. Again, that simply is no. They can't go back to the farm. They never are going back to the farm ever again. Because in real life, they can't. Dragonfly in Amber. That's a cool name. Can you do a video on your opinion of the quality of the writing for 5A? Basically, the good, the bad, the ugly. You know what? I definitely will. Conrad. Do you think The Walking Dead will add more Rick Grimes investigation things like they did when he was trying to figure out who burnt the bodies? And I wouldn't mind once or twice if it had to deal with this story, but if they kept forcing it where he's investigating shit, then no. That's just not this kind of show. It doesn't fit. But, like they did for the prison, if it fits the story, sure, throw it in there once or twice, but not every season. Doesn't have to be. Oblivious Slinky. Do you think Carl will lose his eye? And do you think the circumstances will be the same? And do you think Rick will cut off that woman's arm? I have a video coming about Carl losing his eye. Everyone is so interested in it, and I am too. I think that character and the actor desperately needs that to happen for his character. Give us something more. Like all the comic book readers who thought Carl was just like an okay character, right now, I want to see Carl. I want to see Carl in the next issue right now more than I do Rick. And I friggin' love Rick Grimes. But Carl's story is so interesting. And he is so interesting. They need to shoot Carl in the face on the show. They really, really do. And cutting off the arm, unfortunately, I don't think they're going to show that. I really hope they do. I really hope they do. But I don't think so. Getting older now. In Season 5, Episode 1, No Sanctuary. Is the man on the table being processed by the termites the same guy in the webisode Cold Storage, Chase? No, absolutely not. The guy on the table was Alex. That was Garrett's brother. The guy that Rick took hostage in Season 4, Episode 16. Yeah, that's who that was. Henry Dyer. Would the governor have joined Terminus? No, I think the governor would have took Terminus over and killed them all. done it pretending he was going to join. That's how I see him. Another question. If Negan kills a big character in Season 8 premiere, would it be obvious who died from the comic on the trailer? No, I believe they can keep that a secret. I believe if they truly wanted to, and they weren't worried so much about all the ratings nonsense, Negan can be a really good, close-guarded secret up until he appears on the screen. Tina Hobbs. When they bring in Shiva, do you think they'll do CGI or real tiger? I believe they'll do a real tiger, but unfortunately they'll have to do some CGI.
That a little bit of joy yet can be in this video.
Alright, Deadheads, let's break it here. If you have any other opinions or answers you would give to some of these questions, you can leave that down below. As well, if you have questions for another upcoming Q&A, you can also leave those down below. I will hit the thumbs up when I log your question down for a Q&A. Leave a piece of your mind down below. I'm done talking. It's your turn. Subscribe now.